This year's valedictorian fits all the criteria, and more. He's an inspiring young man, and in many ways he is a walking metaphor for all that is Ridley. He is a product of globalism, having lived in Finland, Austria, and he now calls South Africa home. He is an IB student who is also a member of this year's championship varsity hockey team, and as of yesterday, championship rugby team. He is an athlete, a scholar, a global nomad, a gentleman, and a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium a young man who today turns 18 years old. Join me in wishing happy birthday to our valedictorian for the class of 2015, Mr. Christian Bruner Lopez.
Good afternoon, Headmaster Kidd, Madam Chairman, honorable guests, and fellow students. Breathe. We're almost done. Go ahead and loosen up those ties that the prefects have been telling you to do up every day before chapel. Now look around and take it all in for a last time. Do you feel that? That is nostalgia. It is nostalgia building up inside of you as you will wear your blazers one last time. We are the class of 2015, and the 126th to go down in Ridley history. So let's embrace today and celebrate it together. Because at the end of the day, Miss Leck won't come looking to regulate you anymore. This is a class that has lived through a lot together. Whether you experienced lower school, you came in grade 9, or you joined in grade 10, or you only decided in grade 11 or 12 to finish and graduate at Ridley, this is now your place. As such, enjoy the company of one another today. And forget the time you got mad at each other. Forget what you read on Yik Yak. Or weren't happy with the outcome of the situation. Because let's face it, our class loves to gossip. And we've gone through a lot of high school drama over the past few years. In the end though, we always come back together. And that's why we are all sitting here today, with the exception of one or two, namely Karim. We have learned from our teachers, from our coaches, from our housemasters, and he has created someone unique inside of us. But more importantly, we have learned a lot outside of the classroom. For example, something our class has gotten very good at is lighting off fireworks. Yet, the ones we have learned the most from is one another, and how to live in a community. You won't believe what an advantage we'll have because of this over everyone else at university. When we came into high school in grade 9, a lot of us probably thought we were a pretty big deal because, well, we had just graduated from grade 8. Oh, how confused we must have been when we realized nobody really paid attention to the freshmen. Think about a flower. Our freshman year is when we planted our seed, and it had just been planted and was beginning to sprout. Grade 10 was our transition year, where most of us look back and we realize that we actually had barely any homework. We had no stress, and that's something that would change drastically going into grade 11. This was a year where we began to grow. Now, IB begins. Varsity sports. We're allowed to go to cadet ball. Involvements in the school increase. If there was something we should have learned from our high school career, it is that grade 11 may be one of the most significant years for our own development. It is a year where we don't have university around the corner, but instead we can set ourselves up for a pretty good senior year. We weren't quite at the top yet, but we could begin to feel how satisfying it would be to become seniors. Grade 11 was essentially the growing of the stem and the leaves, all in preparation of the final step. And here comes our final year of high school, the one where everything feels so rushed, a year of last where we look to close loose ends. And of course, university applications. When describing what applying to university feels like, it's easy to relate to asking out your high school crush. Everything you've done, everything you've imagined, it all leads up to this one crucial moment. And you ask her out. And finally, she looks at you and her answer comes. Well, unless you're JB, that's a no. But better luck in third term. And when you know it, third term comes around, our favorite part of the year, and you ask her out again. But the chances are, you still aren't JB. And she still says no. But what she doesn't know is that this whole time, you were texting a bunch of backup girls, just in case she rejected you. And they can't wait for you to pick them. So that's pretty much what university applications feel like. Last week I gave you all an opportunity to have some final words about your Ridley experience via email. Because I thought, what better ways to describe our experience than having you guys talk about it yourself. So, the following passage is made out of a bunch of things you have told me personally, and mine the cliches. In my grade 12 year, I was really able to set into myself. Make great relationships with everyone. Jokes, maybe not everyone. But definitely with people who had similar interests and goals as me. Although sometimes Ridley's tight-knit community has its drawbacks. I love it. Because it gave me a chance to make friends from everywhere. And help me become who I wanted to be. No matter what you experience, it has taught you a lot about yourself. Ridley is a place where you can figure out who you are, what you want to do, and where it is okay to make mistakes. After 4 years, it is home. I have never felt so comfortable as with the people here. We have a connection with any Ridleyan we talk to or meet, because Ridley is a family. It's a place with opportunities waiting to be taken, where I can strive to reach my full potential. When people come onto campus, I am so proud to tell them that this is where I have lived for the past 4 years, and I have had the honor of living here as well. It is so beautiful here, and I find that generally there is a huge support network for everyone at the school. It's simply the moments where everyone feels so close, like today, that it reminds you that you're at home with your Ridley family. The late night benches, playing frisbee, hanging out, or even barbecuing in the quad. Not to forget, playing hockey, volleyball, soccer, basketball, or rugby with the boys and girls. Ridley means leaving behind your legacy, where you want your kids coming back here and saying, my dad actually did that? Whoa, he's so much cooler than I thought. Yeah, I guess we're a pretty cool graduating class. May 23rd, 2015. Mark today's date, because today is the day we graduate from Ridley, and we enter our adulthood. Like, literally me today. I'm turning 18. Take a good final look at those green grass fields where all your tuition money was spent. The ice hockey rink where we had the best spirit night raves. The quad where our squads would hang out. The beautiful Merit Gate with Madovic's successful mace toss during church parade. Good job, Madovic. And the many paths and driveways, where not even the speed bumps can stop some of us from getting speed tickets. Sahib. Reminiscence about the places and the memories you've made. Social nights at the library during study. Sneaking into schoolhouse to perform an unsuccessful grad prank. The best snake dance yet, and even Iggy. Whether we realize it or not, whether our last memory is good or bad, nobody can take away that this is the place you experience and created some part of you. And now, our flower finally blossoms and is ready to enjoy summer in all its glistening colors. Before another 4 or 6 year cycle begins, if you take med. We are now ready to go from here to new and bigger communities and leave our mark behind in those as well. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for enabling me to come to Ridley. Thank you, teachers, advisors, housemasters, faculty, and staff. But most of all, everyone, thank yourself. Thank yourself for what you have contributed to our year. Thank yourself for having made it thus far and not quit. And thank yourself for who you've become. Let's give everyone who supported you in graduating a round of applause. And if there's something that our class knows how to do best, it is going out with a bang. So, today, Ridley grads of the class of 2015. Let's go out with a